Hi guys, Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and today we are gonna do a coffin shape nails. They are absolutely my favorite shape to wear, and I get you step by step through how to apply the nail form, how to do the prep, and how to make them look and be strong as well, like with the hidden apex. I hope you really enjoy this video, so let's start. So my hand is nice and bare, and we are gonna do the structure like on coffin shape nails. So first of all, I have removed an old extension, which I'm so glad. And now I'm dehydrating my nail plate with the blue scrub. This is always a really important step because I don't want to bring in any oils which might be on my nail plate. And I'm also removing any dust particles which might be underneath of my nails. Then I would search for any shiny places with the file and give it a couple scratches to it. Like you want your nail plate to be really nice and white, like no shine on it, but at the same time you don't want to overfile it. So I'm doing it really nice and gentle. And I find it like this motion of the file is a really great way to prep the nail plate. You kind of don't miss anything and you do not overfile it. I prefer it that way than going like different angles. So this movement is fantastic. Then clean the dust and we can dehydrate again. It is all about dehydration, like you want to make sure there is no oils, there is no dirt on your nail plate. And then we can start preparing the nail forms. So I'm using those nail forms, and I do really, guys, highly recommend it. They are fantastic and make your life much easier. So you can grab them from our website. For those of you who have tried, I have seen it so many nice and positive comments about it. Thank you so much. Now, to prep my form, I like to place the piece on the back of it, a couple millimeters away from the place where we are gonna cut the form. And for different clients, I would prepare the form different because that's what it is amazing about the forms. You do get a custom fit for every single client. So they cannot be trimmed exactly the same. For some clients, I do not trim the forms at all. And for some of them, I have to cut it quite a lot. So every nail is different, and this way you get a really nice and beautiful fit, okay? So first one is a pinky. For a pinky, like I've got quite big nail folds, like you can see it. Quite often I have to pull them down so I do not paint over them. And for that reason, I need to cut out a first row on my form. So what I'm doing is like I'm always taking away the first row from the form to widen it a little bit, and also to allow me to pinch my nails better. The next cut I want to do it is on the side, so I would kind of measure the size of the finger, and I would just cut it a small piece. So this way the first form is ready. I pre-close them a little bit, not completely. Try if they are gonna fit, and I can see it is gonna fit really nice and beautiful. So that's the pinky ready. I would never put them like on my nails straight away until I cut them because it's much comfier. On a client's, I just put it straight away. Now, the ring finger is always a bit of problematic finger because that's where the nail folds are the biggest and my nail bed is the shortest. So I need to kind of do it at pretty straight cut, like not that rounded, nice and straight. Make sure you always remove any flaps from the scissors, otherwise it might be quite difficult. And also, as I say, you can see it, I'm not touching this second piece of the paper because this would make it really extremely difficult to cut it, and then during that cut you could possibly bend the form, and you really don't want that. If you cut the form really wrong, do not try to fit it in. Like I would suggest you do bin it and then try another one. So then we are going to go into the middle finger, and the middle finger has a little bit of the high hyponychium in that place, like he is just talking with someone. So I need to cut out this space too, otherwise the form is not gonna fit in properly. So again, we are cutting it the entire row. And I do get sometimes clients where I don't have to cut the forms at all as well, because they just slide in beautifully. Okay, and now we are gonna cut out the place for a hyponychium. So that's mean I need to take out a little bit more right in the middle. Kind of give it more rounded shape rather than too straight. And then the lines to allow me pinch. Try how it fits. And if it's necessary, recut it. So let me check. I can slide it nice and beautiful. Leave this one, and then the nightmare finger. My hyponychium is extremely high on this nail. I cannot even shorten it anymore. I usually try to file it as short as possible, but obviously when you file the hyponychium, you can really feel it. It can be quite painful, so do not try to remove it, cut it. Like the reason why it's happening is like when we wear the nails for a long time, the nail bed kind of extend, and I used to bite my nails quite a lot, like really badly when I was younger, and they weren't nice at all. But by wearing the nail extensions for so many years, they become much stronger and much nicer shape. Okay, so you can see it, I have cut out much stronger, and that's might be not enough. We are gonna check it. So let's try it. Ideally, I should cut it a little bit more. Even applying the form can be quite painful. So like if you've got the clients which have high hyponychium, keep checking with them like if they don't feel any pain. Okay, that fits in better. And I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's a bit of theory about the forms. So now let's open the product. So this is the Perfect Rose which we are gonna use, and they are HEMA-free gels. I just love them because they file so easy and they very easy to apply and as well. So we are gonna apply the pinky form. Let me just get ready with the things. So find the middle line, and then once you've got the middle line, you want to start closing the form. My form is going a little bit up, so like I don't place it down the way, I place it a little bit higher up, just because I want the free edge to be really nice and thin. And I'm just gonna show you that. I like to always show you that. So if you can see it, like I can hide. You cannot see it? Better? So like, if the form is going higher up, we can hide our apex. You can see it like the biggest amount of the product is going to be in here. So this way your nails are going to be really nice and strong without of bulk at the free edge. Okay, we are kind of hiding the apex. I make sure it's nice and straight. I don't want to really rush this tutorial. We are going to work nice and slow. Then we've got ring finger. Just the same, make sure you do find those middle, and then once you've got the middle, we are start closing the form. Again, lifted it higher up so you can see it, it is not dropping down. I can pinch it stronger, and when we pinch as well, the form goes a little bit higher again. And then we've got the middle finger. Again, check how this form is going. Right in the middle. When you also close the form, like do not close like full power, because usually the thumb is stronger, and what is happening, you can kind of over bend this side. So I tend to kind of play it a little bit and making sure I'm closing it with the same strength from both sides. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to put the form in here, and the reason for it is like this form is always really difficult to fit in, and I'm going to leave it for later on so I do not bang it when I put the hand inside the lamp. An extra nail prep, which again dehydrates the nail plate, and then we can start building our nail structure. Okay, I get you through step by step how I'm doing it. The nail prep is almost dry. So universal air bond, there we are, nice and decent amount. again, wait for it to dry and start preparing your brush. So first of all, you want to shape your brush, and I love it because it has this wee point at the end, and that allows me to work really nice and neat around the cuticle area. I want the product on one side of my brush. Let me just rest my hand over something. And then what you want to do is you want to remove the product from your brush. If you remove it from your brush, you can really nicely go around the cuticle area just with the tip of this brush. And then we're picking up another scoop to build up the skeleton of our nail. Pink is always the hardest one because I cannot support it nicely. There are some lines on the form, and as you can see it, I'm gonna use those lines on this side because they just line perfectly where I want my nail. And then do the other side. So again, find those coffin shape lines. And we are gonna go to 1.5 I would say. Check if we've got product everywhere. I am happy with that, so we can freeze the product. We are gonna curate it for 30 seconds. And then apply the product on another nail. So this is always the hardest part because you don't want to knock your form. Pick up the scoop. And then build up the shape. Again, look at those lines in here. So for coffin shape, I want to kind of follow these lines. Plus give it like an extra, so I'm usually doing it to the natural nail, plus I give it like an extra 1 millimeter, so I've got something to file. So that's an extra 1 millimeter there. And what is happening here, I've got huge air bubble. So I'm just going to show you how I remove the air bubble if they happen. You need to kind of pull this product away to the free edge. Okay, so I managed to get rid of this air bubble, and then I can cure it at 30 seconds as well and apply a pinching clamp on my pinky. And repeat. So again, remove those excess, and this is the easiest finger because I can rest it nicely. Pick up the scoop and then build up the structure. Not the structure, like the scale, the shape. Add those 1 millimeter on the side. I don't want to risk that I have not enough product. And then freeze it. When I'm freezing the gel, usually I do it for 5-10 seconds just so it doesn't run. And then I can start pinching this nail as well. So this one has been on for a longer time, like 30 seconds and 5 seconds. And then apply the form over this one. Remove the dust. You don't want any dust on the form. And slide it and find those middle.
and then try to lift this form as high as possible, because this is the finger which goes down so fast. But also, like, as I say, applying the nail form underneath of that can be quite painful, so I'm doing it nice and slow. I want to secure this form as much as possible and go as high as possible. So this way, this nail can be nicer shape for longer. Okay, we've got the nice point. Apply the gel. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rest this form very gently, so the form is pressing down, so it doesn't give me those jump like underneath. I don't want any product underneath of my nail. And then go on the other side. Okay, happy with that, so we are gonna freeze it. Now that's the hardest part done. So I can start removing the pinching clamps and we can start building the structure. I'm checking if I'm missing any product. If I do not miss any product, I can pull the first form down, which is so relieving because you can work much easier now. Again, remove the excess of the product from your brush and paint it all over like you would do it with the nail polish. And now we are going to build up the apex. So I'm picking up the scoop of the product. Get this off from your brush. And then distribute it right to the free edge. Touch up on the sides. And this way we have built it up nice shape. Let's cook it. Okay, grab the pinching clamp. Now the middle finger is ready. This one, I'm gonna pinch it even more at the free edge. Freeze it again. So I couldn't apply the product in there yet because it was a bit wide. So I'm just gonna keep pinching this nail for a bit longer. And I can apply the product on this one. Check it if we miss something. And I'm scared on this nail I might miss a little bit of product. So I'm not gonna pull this form. I'm just gonna apply nice and thin layer through the entire nail. And then build up my apex. Look at this again. So you pick up like the biggest scoop your brush can hold. This is a lot of product going on in there. Remove it from your brush. Like let it set a little bit and then start pulling it down right to the middle. By the time I clean my brush, this product is start running to the correct places. I'm just helping it to blend a little bit. Okay, so we've got huge amount of the product there. Cure it. And then repeat. Okay, so this one is finally ready. I definitely do not miss any product in there. And I can pinch this finger. nice and thin. Because I also don't touch the top part of the nail, it's quite nice shape. So you've got later on less filing to do. Look also that I'm trying to work with the full body of my brush. So like the bigger part of the brush, the better, and I keep contact with my product all the time. So I do not lift the brush off until I get to the sides. And again, check the apex. Happy with that, we can cure another nail. Perfect. Now I can pull this form away, make my life much easier again. And I'm gonna show you what you don't do. I think that will be pretty useful. So when I was doing the nails, like what they teach me to do it, first of all, was to work with the strings like this. And I feel like you bringing in so much air bubbles into it, and you're making overall like so much mess. Look how clean it looks, like even how the light reflects on it, like there is not many bumps on the nails. The free edge is a little bit messy, as you can see it on those nails, but that is very thin, so it doesn't take long time to file it. Okay, apply those thin layer, because this thin layer gives you enough product. We have done already, this is a second layer, enough product around the cuticle area. So later on you've got the things really nicely blended in and you don't know where the product is starting. Okay, re-inspect this nail and then build up apex again. So again, big scoop, and actually I can show you this as well, how I'm picking up the gel, because I think this is quite important. So you can see this is quite clean, there is no air bubbles. Remove it. So first of all, like it looks a bit messy, and you can see there are already some air bubbles, like this one, there is air bubbles. If you do start playing with it too much, you would pick up more of the air bubbles. You don't want that. So what I'm doing is I've got a nice and clean brush, and then gently I'm dipping it in and picking up the scoop of the product. Okay, twist it around my brush like this, so I can have it only on the brush, and this is the way I would pick the product. Okay, now let's pick up the scoop we needed. So I also judge the size of the product I want to do it, and this isn't the widest nail, so I'm just picking up a medium amount of the product, like slightly less than we did it on the middle finger. Okay, get it read from one side of the brush, because if you've got it all over the brush, it is going to be extremely difficult to drop it on your nail. So you can even sometimes hold like this. You can see the gel is really nicely running on one side of the brush. Then do not work with the tip of the brush, but with the full body. So let's drop this blob in there. And I'm bouncing it like in and out, so it can kind of go away from my brush, and then start dragging it to the bottom, to the free edge. Remove the excess of the product from my brush. This will also start self-leveling this blob I have done in here, and just help it to spread a little bit more on the sides. Okay, and this way you can see it, we've got really decent amount of the product everywhere. And then cure it. Perfect, and then my hand is all cured. I'm also going to show you the milky pink gel as well, so you can actually see it, both of them. So that's a perfect rose one, and that's a milky pink. Perfect rose one for French, for like painting the design over the color, because it's nicely concealing the free edge. And then the milky pink, very natural looking. I use it mainly in a salon, the milky pink, for all the baby boomers, and for the gel polish. Like if client wants all over gel polish, this is a gel I would use it, because it's nicely kind of it shows the color which is on top of it. Like it's kind of brightens it up. And of course clear, and then we've got cover nude as well, like a bit stronger coverage. Okay, so that's my nails cooked. I have actually just put the pinching clamps over it, like for a final cure. and then we are gonna use a UV cleanser to remove the inhibition layer. So mainly in this video I wanted to show you like how I'm hiding my apex, how I'm applying the gel, and really try to play with it. Like, I mean, working with the full brush rather just with the tip. Do not lose the contact with your brush. This is very important thing. And there is no easiest way to apply the gel. Like, there isn't really. Like, try it. It's not gonna be easy to start with. Sorry, I'm talking too much, but I want to give you guys like as useful video as possible. So it is not easy because you're working with a very large scoop of the gel. So you have to do it things really fast, and there is no time for mistakes. Like, you just place it in and then drag it to the free edge, touch it up. That's it, leave it, do not play, even if there is like, you can see it, maybe here is a little bit uneven, or like here there is a wee jump, just leave it, because if you start playing too long with it, you will just make a huge mess and the product will gonna run everywhere. Now, shaping. Okay, so I'm just gonna re-clean it with the UV cleanser. I like to also clean it really well underneath when I'm working with the gel. And I want to show you, so this is my hyponychium. Like, this is the always nail which I've got problem fitting the form, and as you can see it here, the things are really nice and clean. There is no jumps, like nothing, you cannot tell where the product is starting. And here I usually get a tiny bit of uneven surface just because the hyponychium, I hope it is visible, it is already there. So this is my hyponychium, like, you know, I'm kind of almost encapsulating those tissue. But it lasts me, it doesn't come off. Okay, shaping. So I'm gonna skip maybe those two. I will show you the shaping on those two nails. I want to show you the thickness. I want to show you before filing like the C-curve. You can see it, we have pinched it nice. And I don't like the side walls to drop too much, so I always would file them. So I would file one side and then I would file other side. Okay, get those V-shape almost, like a stiletto. So if I would extend this nail, it would be actually like a stiletto. So I file this, then I would check, are they equal? Like, you can see it, maybe on this one, yes, you can really see it. This side is dropping like hugely compared to this one. So I would always go like underneath. Do not put too much pressure, you don't want to overfile it. And then we want to shape the free edge. Okay, so just shape those free edge. And this way we have tidied up the biggest mess on our nail, and it's already looks better. Next step is we want to lift up those sides. I do not give it final shape. And again, look what is happening. My file is catching only the places where I've got too much product. Go around the cuticle area, blend all this area nicely. You don't want to see where the product is starting. Do the same on the other side. So this movement, like, we want to lift those sides up. Clean the dust. So again, you can see it. So I have worked around my nail. I will also check the length. And I am just about the right length. So just touch it up a little bit more. And then look how thick and ugly it is. Like, there we are. You've got lots of product in there. To get rid of that, what I'm using is, I'm using the full body of the file. And I would just file it the entire surface like this. And I want to show you the filing lines again. There we are. So what is happening? I've got too much product here, not enough there, too much in there. And this way my file is removing only what is needed. If I would start filing like this, I could actually touch this place, and this place is already having not enough product. So do not go all over the place, because you can hit the places you don't want to and make a bigger mess. Like, file clever, not longer. That's why I don't use e-file much, because this filing technique is amazing. Okay, so I would keep filing the entire surface of my nail to the credit card thickness. And I am almost there. There we are. So it didn't took me that long. Okay, the nail isn't perfect yet, but before I start doing any more filing, I want to make sure the things are nice and correct. So this side is not taper enough. We need to taper it a little bit more. Okay, taper this side, taper this side. I wanted it to be really nice and thin. Smooth out around the apex area. And then give it a couple more motion like this. And you can see it. We have created pretty decent shape of the nail. I'm just gonna leave it because we have to still buff it and move on into the next one. So those sides, as you can see, they are very messy, but what I wanted to show you is like they don't take long to file. Gone. Okay, so they really do not take long time to file, and I prefer it get those sweet droppy sides because I never miss the product. If it would happen that I wouldn't apply enough product, I could just go back and reapply it after the first filing. Check the length and then taper it. So one side and then other side. And what is happening each time when I'm tapering it, this places becomes thicker. So this movement is very important to lift it up like and smooth it out. And again, I've got too much product in here and not enough there. So my file is going to only remove the product where I've got too much. Okay, file this side. And you can see it. It already looks so much better. Blend everything around the cuticle area. So they are things which I always do it, like exactly the same, and that just make my life easier. Holding the file, I think this is crucial as well. So you always want to support the file. And when I'm filing, my thumb, like, so if I would file like this, my thumb is pressing into the file. So I'm using the full surface. I use this finger to support it as well. So I wouldn't hold it like this, because then here, like, so here I will have more pressure. It's not steady. I will have too much pressure here, not enough there. So you need your finger there, like this. And you can see it is touching everywhere. Let me show you that. So touching everywhere and then touching only at the end. Okay, so how you hold, yes, how you hold the file is really crucial. So here again, I need to place my thumb and here, because if I do not press, so to file straight free edge, I need to hold it there. If I place it there, I might get it at the angle, okay? Really important. Same in here. This is my hold. So everything is very sturdy and steady when I'm filing, okay? Okay, now hurry up a little bit more. Again, I want credit card thickness, and I'm checking. I can see this side is dropping. I can see I've got too much product everywhere. And just to confirm this side is dropping, I would kind of twist my finger like this and see it. And I can see this side is definitely dropping. Okay, so this is a good way to check it as well. Let me lift that side up. Check it again. That start looks so much nicer. And then smooth the entire surface, okay? You can see it how thick it becomes, like really thick, and it's really thick here as well. So this needs to be thin out. Look what is happening there. This will eventually blend with this place. Nice, happy with that. Lift this one up. Beautiful. And what else it does is gives me those really nice and slim looking nails. Look how much I have slimmed it. It looks actually really pretty, and it was so fat and ugly by filing those sides. Okay, now the entire surface, so you can see it, this is far too thick, especially when it comes to the fringe. It wouldn't look nice and attractive. I want to thin it out, so we are filing the entire surface. Entire surface. Keep checking it. So I want to start from the sides, all the way in here, same pressure. Going all the way round it, because the shape of the nail is curved and you want to remove all of it. Everywhere. Clean it. Okay, so we've got 2 nails which are almost done. And I'm just going to show you the buffer, so I would also check them like from the sides. And I definitely need to use this motion more on this nail. And to blend my apex. Perfect. Buffer, so we are going to use white buffer first, quickly, all over. Then grey buffer, because we need to blend this area here around the cuticle. And I'm kind of brushing away any particles of dust, and I'm blending everything in there. Clean it. And then I'm gonna do it just the same movements on the other 2 nails and show you the final look of this set. Okay. Okay, so that's them all shaped and buff. I'm just gonna remove the dust and clean the hand quickly, and then I'm gonna show you what we have created today. And I will also invite you on the other part of this video. So as you can see it, they look really nice and slim. You can see it like they are credit card thickness, but all the structure is hiding in here with the form placement and the way we apply the gel as well. I will do in the next video like fringe and some crystal placement, and I would like to really badly invite you to that. Also let me know if you find that this video useful. I'm sending you huge glittery hugs and see you in the next one. Bye!